Hello everybody and welcome back to a new video. As always, this is Wind Waker Unflooded, a 3D modeling project where we are creating the entire world of Hyrule within the world of the Wind Waker. If y'all have played Wind Waker, as you know that all the islands on the Great Sea are just the mountaintops of Hyrule. And we get to see a little bit of underwater Hyrule, the area around the castle, but there's a whole world that we know exists in the game that isn't actually modeled. We don't get to explore it. It's not out there to find, but we know canonically that Wind Waker takes place in Hyrule. So this project is all about realizing this dream that I've always had to explore Hyrule as it was in the world of the Wind Waker, using the islands of the Great Sea as the mountaintops, extrapolating from that and creating a world, the world of Hyrule, as you've never seen it before. That's my spiel. I'm working on it. It's a little different every time, but everyone, welcome to a new video. I always include that in the beginning, just in case there's anyone that's new to the channel. And it does seem like these videos have been attracting new viewers. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. Just to go ahead and let y'all know, I really encourage comments, and I've been encouraged by your comments. It really does make such a difference just to see just the reaction that y'all have and how passionate y'all are about this project, which is awesome. It's really inspiring. I say that in every video, but I have to keep saying it, and that every time y'all leave new comments, it is so encouraging to see how much you care and to see the ideas that you have. So I'll go ahead and say, if there's things you're watching in this video, I may ask questions to the audience, but also, like, I encourage you just to leave ideas that you have, leave comments and criticisms, of course. I've had some people definitely kind of leave comments, and some of them I might read today, kind of questioning some of my decisions, which I welcome. I definitely welcome that. I want this project to be, as collaborative as possible, really, and I really value y'all's viewpoints and y'all's ideas. I'm just one guy, and I have my own idea of what makes sense within the Zelda universe, and I am trying to make this project make sense lore-wise, but I'm just one guy, and so I really value y'all's input. For sure, because there's things that I miss and there's things that I stumble upon, like I'm a huge Zelda fan. I'm a huge fan of the Wind Waker in this world, and I am trying to make it make sense lore wise, and just in case y'all are wondering, timeline wise, within this world that I'm creating in the world of the Wind Waker, my idea is that this is Hyrule right before the flood, basically, within the prologue of the Wind Waker that we see, in the beginning. This is that world between Ocarina of Time and the Wind Waker. That's kind of my idea, and that's informing all of the decisions that I make at that point on the adult timeline, right? So that's just a little. That's all the backstory of the project. But yeah, like I said, I really value y'all's ideas, and if you have any new ideas for locations that I haven't worked on yet that y'all want to see, feel free to comment down below those locations, and I'm happy to add those to my list. I've just started doing polls in the community tab, and so if you want to kind of stay up to date on kind of being able to have a say in what kind of videos I do next, keep an eye out for those. I do polls. I just did one just kind of asking y'all what location y'all will be interested in seeing, and that's why I'm doing this video. I feel like I'm getting all the YouTuber stuff out of the way first. I want to just talk about Zelda in a second, but yeah, just so y'all know, check the community tab. I'm doing this video on the Arbiter's Grounds because of y'all's vote, so feel free to keep an eye on that and vote in future polls. So the other options on the poll, I'll go ahead and tell y'all, where I had it listed as Stovepipe Isle from Hyrule Historia, GC Isle from Hyrule Historia, that'd be a funny one, the Shadow Temple entrance from Ocarina of Time, Arbiter's Grounds from Twilight Princess, and the Hidden Village from Twilight Princess. And it was pretty close, but when I was looking at the poll and made the decision, the Arbiter's Grounds was in the lead with 35% of the votes, led up, what am I trying to say? The runner-up was Stovepipe Isle with 26% of the votes. The next one was the Shadow Temple entrance, was 25% of the votes, and then GC Isle with 9%, and the Hidden Village was 6%. So those were the results from that poll, which I think is really interesting, because I know there have been a lot of y'all commenting, and all of those poll ideas came from y'all's comments. So I know there have been people that wanted to see these Hyrule Historia concept art, the concept art from Hyrule Historia brought to life for Wind Waker. And that's something I'm interested in. But I was flipping through it, and I guess I'd like to, this is a question for y'all, because I was looking at, there's this one picture of, it looks like there's waves in the front, and it's a really dramatic piece of concept art with what might be like a sunken ship and like a dragon sitting on the mast. So, but I guess like I was trying to figure out, is like, it looked like there were waves in the foreground, but I couldn't tell if it was a forest, and it looked like the dragon was like sitting on like a sunken ship. That's just what I assume it was, but it could have also been like the cliff of like an island, kind of like Greatfish Isle was, right? How those cliffs are like kind of halfway in the ocean. If y'all know what I'm talking about, I'll put an image on screen. So feel free to let me know what y'all think that location is, just because that picture is like really dramatic. And I'm like, that'd be a cool area to put in Hyrule. I know there have been a lot of people wanting to see some of the spookier locations, right? Someone commented like Skull Lake. I'm definitely interested in adding that into the world of the Wind Waker. So yeah, I mean, that's definitely, I'm interested in, I really want to incorporate as many ideas as I can. I want this world to keep getting bigger, and I've been really encouraged to see all of y'all's ideas. I do want to ask for y'all's opinion on this idea. Is this a, yeah, Asher3311 said, I think a Hyrule Castle town would be cool to see, but I guess it would probably have to be a little far away from the castle, since you can't see it near the castle when you're in Hyrule and Wind Waker. I think that would kind of work, though. I mean, even in Ocarina of Time, the castle is sort of separated from the town, so they don't necessarily have to look super close to each other. And I said, I agree. There are some ruins, though, that we see in the game near Hyrule Castle by the path leading to Gan's Tower that could be the remains of Castle Town. And so this is the question I have for y'all. So it would take some rearranging, and it would make the map different from how it looked in Wind Waker, but Castle Town's main courtyard could even be where that tree is in front of the castle. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Is that too close? So the question is just, with Hyrule Castle Town, what do y'all think about that? Is because there is that pathway, right, going between Hyrule Castle and Ganon's Tower. What if that's where Hyrule Castle Town was, and that tree is kind of the foundation of like the center of where the market could be? Or do y'all want to just let that be a path? And, I don't know, like this could be an opportunity to do a new design of Hyrule Castle Town. It could also be suspended over the lake. It could be offshore somewhere else. I just wanted to kind of like ask y'all what y'all's ideas were for that, because I feel like there's a lot of options there, like in Twilight Princess, it kind of surrounds the castle, around the moat, and it could be interesting to have something like that where Hyrule Castle Town is suspended, or, like I said, yeah, it could be like where that tree is in front of the path. That could be the courtyard. So I guess let me know what y'all think, because that's kind of also a big decision that I'd be interested in having y'all's input on, because I think Hyrule Castle Town would be really cool to make in the style of the Wind Waker. I feel like that'd be really cool, but it is just a question of like, what's the best placement for it. So yeah. And there are some other comments too that we've kind of been having discussion about, like, once Hyrule is complete, is there more to this world that we know that could be worth adding, such as the world of Termina and the overworld from Phantom Hourglass? And my understanding is that, at least like the common interpretation, is that Termina is to the west of Hyrule, and because of that, I feel like Phantom Hourglass's overworld would be to the east. That's just like what makes the most sense to me, that like those would be the lands bordering Hyrule. And I'm definitely interested in that, like, once this project is done, is continuing to expand it, beyond the borders of Hyrule with those locations. So comment if that's something that y'all be interested in, and if that placement makes sense to y'all. But that's just, I don't know. All this to say is, like, I like using these videos, to talk about Zelda, but also just to ask y'all questions about what you think about the project, because I definitely value y'all's response, like I said. So, and like, with that in mind, I also want to create more community spaces, whether that's, here on YouTube, or, I don't have any experience really with Reddit or Discord, but people have been commenting down below that those might be good places to start creating community. So that's really something that is totally on my radar. I would love to have a space where we can all discuss these ideas together and talk about Zelda together. So I just wanted to let y'all know that that is something that I'm thinking about. But all this to say, this was the Arbiter's Grounds. Y'all been watching the time lapse in the background. I hope y'all have enjoyed it. I guess I'm just gonna go into the ending spiel. So I guess like I will talk about the model. The basis for the Arbiter's Grounds was I got it from a test model from Twilight Princess, and before this video I already started to kind of retexture some things using textures from Wind Waker. And so today I was just like pulling from other assets I'd already created as well. I'd already made a Colosseum, and I was like, I don't mind reusing that. So I went ahead and used that as the basis for the Arbiter's Grounds and the Triforce emblem from the top of Hyrule Castle. So it was more of like a kind of, what would you call it? A kit bash job. But it's nice to see the progress on the location. So all this to say, let's wrap up. If you want to support me, there's several ways you can do that. You can listen to my music on Spotify or Apple Music or wherever you stream music. Look up Joe Kendrick. That's JeoKendrick. Any music that you've heard in this video was my music. And if you're interested in The Legend of Zelda and like that music, you might also be interested in the kind of soundtrack work that I do. So feel free to look that up. I've also just launched a Patreon, and it's pretty new. I would love to see y'all there, supporting me there. It would really mean a lot, and that helps make the creation possible of all of my projects. You know, all of the films that I do on my main channel, which you can subscribe to as well. But it also helps make this project possible. And I would love to see y'all on Patreon. You can also donate through my Ko-fi page, and you can find links to my Patreon and Ko-fi page on the About section tab of this YouTube channel. So I feel like that's all I got to say. Wrapping it up here. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. I'll let y'all go.